That's Alita. This is Pea Butter Nutter. Excuse me, I have to step over a barrier here. This is Zuby Zuby Zoo. This is a webbing cutter. This is a project that I'm working on right now that will be a pattern. I had my husband put this drop-down electrical cord in, so I run 2 spools of thread at one time through the needle.
Is that a home studio?
This is the 5 thread. There we go. Like waistband pieces and loops, zipper pieces. I tried using the water soluble. That's my little needle book. They're little treasures. Hi, I'm Linda Stafford with Pretty Little Wild. I'm a denim upcycler based in Southeast Georgia, and I want to welcome you to a tour of my studio.
I'm Ariane, your Denim Upcyclers channel host, and let's just visit together that studio. Linda, you're up.
All right, let me get my tripod set up here.
Yeah.
And I'll get the camera switched over. Okay, so I come in from the back here. I had machines all the way up front here until this summer when I sold off a bunch of my machines. So I have my little office space up here where I take my photographs at. Plenty of natural light coming in. I have dogs up front here. She'd been run over by a car. This when she came to me in January at 1.5 pounds. You probably can't see, but she has a cleft lip and she's blind in one eye and can't see out of the other one. I have 12 dogs total.
12 permanent dogs. That's a lot of work. Not only you're a gene savior, but you're also a dog rescuer.
Well, we have 5 acres that are fenced in.
Wow, so they can run and
they have plenty of room and everything's fenced in and controlled. I have my little shipping station. I finally got that set up a couple months ago.
So a higher table for the shipping station.
Yes, and I use the PVC pipe.
The what?
A PVC pipe. I put legs on the bottom of the table to make it higher.
So you did that?
Well, my husband cut it, but you get the right diameter that the legs will go through, cut it to accommodate the height you want.
I love that tricks. It sounds cheap and it looked really great.
Excuse me, I have to step over a barrier because I have zoos back here. This is Zuby Zuby Zoo, and she is a biatch, so she can't be around anybody else. And this is my cutting table. Again, it's on risers. Let's see, I have my Kia scissors, the 11-inch Kia, K-I-A. Yeah, they're very nice. And then I have just a pair of old clunky scissors to cut like the zippers and things like that with that I don't use my fabric scissors with. Well, this is a webbing cutter because I was cutting webbing this morning.
So it melts?
Yeah, it just melts at the end, so you don't have all that fraying. I don't cut it, I just melt it. I mark off where I want on the roll.
It has to be polyester webbing though.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people will melt it with a lighter. And I try to stay very minimalist with things. I only work on one project at a time.
You're good. Wow.
Yeah, but I'm determined not to have things cluttered, and that's the only way I know to do it is one project at a time.
So you're able to stay focused all the way through, because sometimes when I make things, it gave me more idea, and I'm too excited to try it out, and I get lost in the process.
I know. I write it down. I have my notebook here that I write it down.
Can we see your notebook?
This is a project that I'm working on right now that will be a pattern. And I'll tell you, I mean, it's no big secret. I don't like the way the credit card slots are done, where you have all that folding back and front and back. So I incorporated them directly into the lining. So I've got a 6-card pocket here. My pattern will be, if you want a 12-inch, how much you have to put on the side, and dimensions actually could go to infinity, because if you put it in a spreadsheet, you can figure out how much to add top and bottom. So that's what my chicken scratches are right there. Trying to figure out the folds and the cuts on it.
I love like a card holder that are directly into a
Mhm.
pouch or something like this, but they can be quite tricky because the thickness of the fabric will influence the space left for the card. I had a few bad experience with it was with leather, so it was perfect with some kind of thickness of leather, but then on some other project that I did, the leather was slightly more thick and the card wouldn't go through. So it has to be very precise.
I've been experimenting with this a variety of ways and have figured out what works for me.
Do you use some interlining?
Yes, each slot has a lightweight fusible lining, and then I have fused the whole entire back of it, sans the
Nice.
seam allowances, of course.
Okay. So you put interlining, interfacing on the lining, and do you put some on the denim too?
Yes, I use three different kinds of lining or interfacing. I use a medium to heavy on the denim. I use a lightweight on the lining because I usually
Yeah.
use a lightweight cotton on the lining.
Yeah.
And then if it's something, I have Soft and Stable by Annie's. Are you familiar with that?
No.
It's a foam, not adhesive. Like on the bottom of this bag where I've quilted it, I put the Soft and Stable on there because I can quilt it on there. I don't like the spray adhesive on things. No, that's why I use it only like when I'm quilting something, like the bottom of that bag. And I've tried the spray adhesives. Well, this is just a temporary that I would use for quilting. But I've tried the adhesives and I may be doing it wrong or not using the right product because it's lumpy.
Mm.
It looks lumpy to me. But
Well, I do love that polka dot lining. I think it's one of your signatures, isn't it?
yeah, I like the polka dot lining,
Yeah.
and I like the ticking.
You use that technique quite a few times, I think, with the how do you call it, washable interfacing or?
Well, no, this one I did free motion. I ironed it on stabilizer, and then I would glue down just the little edges with some glue.
So this technique is you have an interfacing underneath and you put all your scrap of fabric on top and then you just free motion everything.
Yes. This is the one that's in the works now that I tried using the water soluble fusing, and that it didn't do anything. It moved around where I wasn't able to secure it, and then I couldn't do the grid marks on top of it. And then I had to throw it in the laundry to get all the sticky off of it.
And it stays a bit stiff, no?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it does. So this is where I keep my sewing tools,
I love that. Is it
tape.
new or vintage? It look a bit vintage.
No, it's I bought it probably 5 or 6 years ago. I bought them.
Oh, I love the color.
I mean, it holds a variety of things. My embroidery thread. It has my little needle book.
Oh,
I know, I love that little bird.
oh, you put your needles in there.
Yeah, on a little felt.
Oh, I love that. I want to do that.
Yeah, it's so easy, and that's all just my embroidery. I just did freehand. I drew the little birdie on, but the rest of them are just little flowers.
Yeah, I never know how to organize my needles. They show me the other little book. Oh wow! So these are the bigger needle.
Hmm.
I feel it's for couches or
It'd be for,
chairs or stuff like this.
yeah, it'd be for some upholstery, something that I use somewhere down the line. And these are my little sewing pigs that I will eventually make something out of.
What do you mean sewing pigs?
I'll show you on my machine. When I start and stop, I run over that, and then I don't have all the loose threads all over the place.
Woo! Such an amazing tricks. So you always start and end your seam with a sewing pig.
If I can, if I'm starting, like a zipper, of course I can't. But for the most part, I can. And even if I'm starting like that, when I end, I'll pull the thread out just long enough that I can put one underneath there and then I'm not clipping a ton of threads. See, I don't even use trash cans. I just use these little glass containers to throw anything in.
Wow, that's a revolutionary tricks for me. And okay, show me again all your little sewing pigs. You're right. You should do stuff with them because they feel like
They're little treasures.
wee, they're little pieces of art.
They are.
I'm such a nerd, but I love them all.
I know. And so I'm gonna have to do something with them. I just
Yeah,
don't know what. I just collect them. I've
frame
collected them,
frame
and
them, frame them. I like that. It also it's almost like a trophy also because it just shows that you're sewing often as well.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, I use them.
Yeah.
Use them all the time.
And what's more in your dryer? The right one. More scissors.
Applique scissors. These are, do you know about these? Seam allowance extension.
There's always like a better tool and a better tool, but I was wondering if it was really like so much of an add-on to have these or if the transparent ruler just sort of
I like these for the curves.
Oh yeah. Can you show us quickly how
So this just slides on. See this little curve piece, and the pencil goes in there, and
okay.
you're able to draw
Oh
down the curve.
yeah. So I can see that in the curve it makes it
In the
easy.
curve, it makes a lot of difference. And this is for some fraying or roughing up in spots.
Yeah.
The
Double
tape.
face.
Yeah.
Do you work a lot with these with denim or because I use this more on leather, but do you?
Mhm. I do if I'm making, for example, I just cut it out. I don't know where it got off to, but oh yeah, this. So I'm making some D-ring holders. So
Mm,
I'll put that in there, the fourth of an inch, so that I
yeah.
get it nice and tight in there. And the rivets right now, I'm just using a hammer. I need to probably get a press. I just never had any need for a press.
Okay.
And these zipper ends get screwed on with a
Mm,
magnet. And I have my hole punch, of course. And then this is just hardware, metal hardware, Velcro. And then that's for the keychains.
yeah. Great. Show us the Juki.
This guy. And
Mhm.
I bought this one specific because I was doing French seams on those little dresses. And so I bought this one now. Had I known what I was doing, I would have got one with the thread cutter in it. Well, the servo motor, of course, which is a nice quiet motor versus a clutch. I have so much thread left from my cut and sew business that I don't want to buy thread. I want to use it. So I run 2 spools of thread at one time through the needle,
So you have a thicker thread.
and then it gives it that thicker look. I like it that it's very stable. It runs quiet. I like that it can handle about whatever I put through it. That's the back stitch, and this is the thread length. Pin and clips. Clips are always out.
And what type of needles do you use?
I use the organ.
Okay, so 116. Is it like your go-to needle for sewing denim, or you use mostly like 9014? Or
I use 16. I tried using the 18, and it was just too much. It would
yeah,
leave holes. So
yeah,
the 16 I found works for what I want to do,
yeah.
running 2 threads through and handling the denim without any issues.
And are you like simultaneously like doing those the bobbins while you're sewing?
No, I don't. I don't even have my bobbin winder on because I have this bobbin winder.
Ah, so you have a separate bobbin winder.
Yeah,
Oh, I never saw that.
yeah.
How does it work?
It's just it just threads through here, and you
Mm.
put your you put your bobbin on here
Yeah.
on, and it goes. And so when we were doing a lot of cut and sew, I'd have somebody spend an hour doing bobbins on it. So we always had a supply of bobbins.
Because there's nothing more frustrating than being in the zone and having to make a bobbin. With my machine, like I have an industrial sewing machine as well, and it make the bobbin simultaneously as when I'm sewing. So that is pretty great too.
This one has that bobbin winder on it, and I've used it before, but I would run out of bobbin before it would wind the bobbin
Okay.
sometimes,
Okay.
and they weren't matching up. So, and
Okay, that's interesting.
I needed more bobbin winding.
You're a compulsive bobbin winder, as I can see.
I like my bobbin.
Yeah. So you don't have the automatic thread cutter and backstitch.
No, and had I known what I was doing when I bought this,
I thought it would.
I would have got those features.
Yeah, I think I tried it once because when I was making a production, when I had my little denim upcycling business, I would there was my friend who would sew for me, and sometime I would go to her sewing space and we would both sew my production. She was having the thread cutter and the automatic backstitch. Just that little feature, it's saving so much time, and I got used to it so quickly. After a day sewing at her space, I was back on my sewing machine, and I was sort of expecting my sewing machine to do it, I understand your pain of not having it.
And a walking foot. I wish I'd really thought this thing out, but that's on my list of things to get is a walking foot machine that has the thread cutter.
You have a Janome. Can you put a walking foot on that sewing machine, or?
This machine is reserved for sewing my linings, which usually require a lighter thread than I'm using on the Juki. I don't like to change threads.
Yeah.
And I don't rethread. I pull through everything, but it saves me so much time. And then this is the 5-thread.
The serger. Nice.
Lock. And I've sold off a couple 4-threads, 2 5-threads, a cover stitch, all industrial machines in the last year. Oh yeah, I kept the 5-thread because I'm making these denim jeans with the inserts in them, bell bottoms, and I like using a 5-thread.
Yeah, for the finishing. Show us.
There we go.
Okay, so you have the chain stitch, and then
the overlock, the 4-thread overlock, and then or 3-thread overlock and the chain stitch.
So I see that your denim stash.
Starting at the top is interfacing pieces, just storage things. I like to keep it together by light colors and dark if I can, or by colors. I've got so many, like waistband pieces and loops, zipper pieces.
You keep the yoke separately?
Yes, because I use those. I don't think I have any of those projects on my shelf right now, but I use those specific for a project. And this is only after I've torn jeans apart. I have a lot of jeans, as you can see on the shelf. If I'm making something with waistbands, I'll go through on this pair and take the waistband off or the hems off. But I'm not doing that much anymore because I have boxes of hems, pockets, waistbands, and seams. I don't need any more, so I'm not deconstructing right now. If I cut into a pair for a project, I might set it aside and deconstruct that to just have something to do in the evening. But right now, things are pretty much intact.
Yeah. So you have your colored denim there?
Yes, got some colored denim. I love green, so I pick up most anything green. I try not to keep too many scraps. This is my scrap basket. And I'll pull out and use whenever it gets too full. I'll start making something else.
Is it all 100% cotton, or you have some stretch in there?
I don't get stretch unless it's something that may have, a little design on it or something that I want off of that particular pair. I don't like working with the stretch. And
I can see that very popular frayed edge bag. Can you show it from close? with those denim strips. Wow. People love that one.
Yeah, I cut until I'll cut a strip wider than, of course, of what I need, and I'll pull to get the grain, and then I'll cut it plus what I need for the seam allowance because those are exposed seams, and then I will just fray it.
Yeah, exactly. We show the other side?
It's the
Because I
one,
think
it has the
there's a
feather
feather, right?
also. Yeah,
People love feathers.
yes,
Nice.
they do.
I also like how you place with the shade. It's a sort of seem like a bit of a gradient. And is there a gold ribbon in between of?
Yes, gold ribbon in it.
Nice.
This is one that's made with just the yolks.
Show us your labels. Where did you have them made?
Wonder Label. And I've been getting a lot of requests for those traveler bags. That's can-do pack. So those two have been sold. I just need to get them shipped out. And then these are going to market. That was just some fabric somebody gave me.
So what type of thread do you use? Oh, nice. I love your thread organizer. Did you make it yourself or you bought it like this?
No, I bought it. I have tons of thread.
You have tons of thread.
I use the Maxi Lock, which is I want to say polyester mix.
Okay. Yeah.
And
Where do you buy your thread? Down in Georgia.
Wawac.
What?
Wawac.
Oh, Wawac. Okay. So
Wawac.
you order
Or,
them
yeah.
online.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I love
Order
Wawac.
that. My hardware. Yeah, my hardware comes from there
Okay.
because it matches. It'll the zipper pull will match the D-ring will match the swivel hook. I
Yeah.
tried ordering off of Amazon and they didn't match. Yeah, I have my patterns. This is just I had so many
Yeah.
because I had so many patterns, so many sizes of the kids' clothes. So I've repurposed my pattern holders to bag patterns.
What type of paper? Do you use paper or cardboard for your pattern?
I use poster board, and the poster board's 50 cents a piece at the Dollar Tree, so it works. And then this is just, I have to tell you, these Christmas trees, we have sold so many for fundraisers for the rescue. They take forever to make. My friend's husband does 3D printing, and these spools work perfect to store my yardage of zippers on.
The zippers roll. So you buy the zipper puller and the zipper stop separately, and you assemble them yourself.
Yes, there's my zipper pulls. And I've got what it is, the SKU number. So when I run out, I don't have to try to figure out which one it was.
You have it all organized. Good for you.
I think the only way you can be productive is to be organized.
Yeah, well, and it's really the secret of making money when you're producing clothes is to be efficient and fast. I love how you put the curtain in front.
It eliminates all that visual clutter.
Yeah, exactly. It so then your mind can be at rest a little. Maybe I need that. Put this everywhere.
I couldn't walk in here and see all that stuff behind those curtains. I'd be so overwhelmed.
And what's the iron spot?
That's
so nothing
it.
Industrial with the iron.
No, I had my husband put this drop down electrical cord in, and it plugs into that, and it's controlled by the light switch.
Really?
So I don't have to keep remembering, did I turn the iron off? Did I unplug the iron? I
So
had
when you
the big
switch the light off, the iron goes off and that's it.
That's it. The brand,
Yeah.
Shark. It's just a little, $40 iron.
Yeah, pretty basic.
This is all I need. I don't need a big ironing board taking up space because
Yeah.
I'm just pressing seams or
Yeah.
whatever I need on the denim. And it's right next to my sewing machine, both sides, and it works pretty good. This is my clapper. It's just a piece of oak wood, but I use that clapper a lot. It does help with pressing.
What's a clapper exactly? I'm not sure. I'm used to that term.
Like for example, when I would turn this, just top stitch this down, I'm pressing it, but then I put the clapper on it and it holds the steam in there.
Oh, okay.
It gives you a nice crease, a nice press. That's kind of my sewing space.
Well, that was a lovely studio tour, Linda. Thank you so much for sharing your space. Now, if you don't mind sitting, I have a few questions for you. I would really love to start at the beginning with you and
Mhm.
know more about what brought you to textile and what led you to building your own like small batch cut and sew business in Georgia.
I will start by saying that I've been sewing since I was about 5 years old. My great grandmother had a treadle sewing machine, and I operated the pedal part of it for her and learned how to sew. And then it's always been something that I've done like every day. I sewed my clothes through high school. I went through what we have in the States, 4-H.
What is it,
Um,
4-H?
it's a organization that teaches kids everything from sewing and cooking to how to show cattle and horses. So I went through that, and then I went through college, of course, and through a master's program, and worked professionally as a geriatric social worker and nursing home administrator for decades. And then I believe it was about 2010 when we decided to make the move from Kansas City to Georgia. And that took us several years. We had property to sell, estates to settle from my husband's sister and mother. And it wasn't conducive to me working. So I took a few years off as we got everything packed and moved and built down here. And then the time came of what are you going to do? And I said, I don't want to go back to the 60, 70-hour work week. I want to do something I enjoy doing. So I set up a little sewing studio and brought in some customers, a small batch, cut and sew. So it built up. It didn't take long. And again, this was like 2014, 15.
Wow.
You could find work on Craigslist under sewing gigs,
Mm.
and people might need 10 or 15 or 100 or 200 items a week. So I built it up over a couple years, and we were going gangbusters. We were running 7 days a week with
Wow.
one full time and a couple contractors.
Okay.
Um, and then COVID hit. That kind of slowed
Mm.
things down. And during that time, in 2020, that was when I got my breast cancer diagnosis and had to have a mastectomy, which involved surgery and about 6 to 8 weeks of downtime because I couldn't lift or do anything. So I just paused everything. Of course, my customers knew I had discussed this with them prior, and they were comfortable leaving fabric and inventory here while I decided what I was going to do.
Like the first diagnostic was when?
2007. It came back in 2020,
2020.
and then it came back in 2024.
You're a hero. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your thought about cancer like after you going through 3 times? Like, how do you deal with it?
This regimen, this treatment I'm on now, will go for 5 years.
Okay.
I get a PET scan every 3 months, a MRI every 3 months, and a
Mhm.
mammogram every 3 months
Yeah.
on the remaining breast. If it comes back, I'm going off treatment. I'm not going to do this. That's what my thought is. Because, um, like, for example, my hair is very brittle. My nails don't grow. My skin is riddled with hives most of the time. So I'm taking a lot of Benadryl in addition to the cancer medication. And if I go through this for 5 years and it's not working during that 5 years, what's the point of staying on it when I'm going to have to go through something even harsher? So if the cancer comes back, I'm done. I'm just going off and I'll go sit on the beach.
Yeah. You love beach? I
Oh
I
yeah.
saw I saw you making all those beach hat
Mhm.
and
We're about 15 minutes from Jekyll Island and St. Simon's Island, so we don't frequent it as much as we should, but we get out there on occasion. Off tourist season.
oh yeah, because it's very touristy.
Oh, very, yes.
Yeah. did you shut down your cut and sew business this past year, or that did happen when COVID hit?
I shut it down completely in 24.
Okay.
Prior to this last cancer diagnosis, because I went back too soon after 2020, and I was physically exhausted, and I could not lift those big 50-yard rolls of fabric after that surgery. So I was relying on someone else to come help me do that, and they weren't always that dependable. So then it would put me behind, and then I wasn't reliable in the production.
I know that this past year been very challenging and wild for you. You learned you were facing breast cancer for the third time, which sounds really crazy for me. But I also know that it's in this past year that you sort of discovered denim upcycling. So when in that year, in that sort of process, in the treatment, that denim start capturing your attention as a material worth giving a second life?
Because of another surgery and radiation, and then the medication and injections I get, I was exhausted. So I had nothing to do but sit in front of the computer on Facebook, quite honestly.
Mm.
And it was during that time that I found your group.
Oh, really?
And yeah, and I found, for example, Sister Quilt and Wandy Sewing on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And I was very interested in what people were making upcycling denim. I've always been a thriftaholic. I've always went to thrift stores, and
You were? Is there many good thrift store in Georgia?
where I'm at, there are 3 within about 40 minutes.
Okay.
For example, one of them has a $1 Monday. So
Oh,
I
that's
used,
great. I
yeah,
love $1 Monday.
and
I'd
one
go
of
hang
them,
out.
yeah, one of them has $5 bag, a big
Okay,
13-gallon. So there are plenty. I
great.
have plenty of opportunity, and then people are starting to give me stuff.
Mm, yeah,
But yeah, during that time when I was really exhausted, I spent a lot of time watching YouTube videos, and denim kept coming back, and I thought, well, I can do that.
mm,
I really had never sewn with denim.
mm,
It didn't take much. I mean, changing the needle and thread from what
mm,
I was using or had been using.
yeah,
And I spent from, I believe it was February or March this year up until June, just watching different videos, buying a few patterns, looking at construction, modifying some of that construction based on
mhm,
my knowledge of
yeah,
construction,
yeah,
and decided, heck, I'm just going to start, because I was making a lot of bags, I was just giving them away. You know, what are you going
yeah,
to do with them?
yeah, yeah.
So, so yeah, so I do a little fundraising, and I have a little Etsy store,
Mhm,
and I'm in one shop out on the island that is for local artists,
mm,
and it's doing very well. And I'm
yeah,
getting ready to go into another artisanal type of shop
mhm,
about 40 minutes out,
mhm.
and doing my first market tomorrow. We'll see, and hope we'll sell a few things, and it will be a fundraiser for the animal rescue that I'm associated with.
Yeah, of course, because not only you're a gene savior, but you're also a dog rescuer. Like when I read your post on Facebook when you were explaining sort of this past year and how challenging it was, but like at the same time you discovered denim upcycling, you built an Etsy shop, you built a new sewing space for yourself. I thought it was so inspiring and also quite poetic in some way, because like denim and jeans have tears and are sort of have some footprints of the life we lived in,
Yes.
and I don't know, like in some point did you feel that upcycling denim was sort of mirroring your journey, and that you felt a bit worn by cancer, and chasing a second life, denim upcycling was giving you something to hold up for? What was like your thoughts?
I hadn't thought about it like that until recently.
Mm,
What it did give me was something to do.
okay.
Because when I start a project, I'm 100% in it.
Mm,
And so it gave me a reason to get up, to get in my little shop, to be creative.
mm,
Because most of the things I make now are not from someone else's patterns or ideas, they're mine.
okay.
So it's given me um, the energy. Actually, I think it's helped with my energy because my mind is active now
Mm,
versus just sitting around being depressed
yeah.
um, and mindlessly doing nothing but watching YouTube videos.
Yeah.
So in that sense, yes, it has helped me um, with, with motivation.
Yeah.
Um, and when I added in the component of a fundraiser for the rescue,
Mm,
that did really spark a light in me
mm,
because the more money that we can make for spay and neuter, the
mhm,
less dogs are running around homeless
mhm.
and that get hurt, abused, run over, those types of things.
You went even further, creating your Etsy shop. So, what was that process like for you to create your Etsy shop? And was it the first time you creating an Etsy shop?
It wasn't. I used to sell dog collars
Ah,
on
okay,
Etsy
okay.
back in, I guess, 2008 through 12, something like
Mhm,
that.
mhm,
Um, I I don't mind the process, and I'll be very upfront. And I think I've said this to several people. I use ChatGPT
mm,
to come up with my titles, my descriptions,
yeah,
keywords,
yeah,
tag words, those types of things.
yeah.
Um, I can be creative, but it might take me 2 days to come up with all that,
Mm,
where ChatGPT does it in less than 2 minutes.
yeah.
So I this time using Etsy and ChatGPT has been much easier.
Yeah.
Uh, my photography skills are very lacking. I know that, but I do what I can with that.
So I saw you also experiment with picture generating, like putting your product on a AI generated model.
Mhm.
Like, do you use ChatGPT for that as well?
Played around with that, and I didn't get very good feedback. And I see people posting, and they're not getting that great of feedback. People don't seem to like it.
Mm.
And it's
On the group, huh?
on the yes on
Yeah.
Facebook. So I play around with it, but I'm not doing that anymore.
Mm.
It didn't look real to me.
Yeah.
Um, you could tell it was generated, and
Yeah.
so
Exactly.
if if the software improves or the apps improve,
Mm.
where it's less, I almost say it's comical.
Mm.
And it's not, there's no dimension to it
Mm.
from my eye. So if they improve in the future, I might go back to trying with it. Is very, for me, very time consuming because I want to tweak this and tweak that.
It's not that
And
easy to tweak it.
you know, an hour and a half later, and I'm still playing around with the same picture. So
Yeah,
I've given
exactly.
up.
Then there's something okay, and you're like, okay, that's okay, but can you add this and put our heart
Yes.
there and this, and then it just,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But I also like noticed that in the group that the AI generated the picture are not so well received. People don't like them, and also I feel like on Facebook we're like overflown with AI pictures. So, and as we're doing a craft that takes so much time and effort, putting a picture of something we made out there while we're competing with AI generated picture, I feel it feel unfair, and we're fighting against like what's real and what's not. So presenting your product that is real on somebody that is unreal maybe
Hmm.
makes it confusing. And you've made that product, and like you've been sweating making it. So I feel it's a bit um how can I say, not sad, but if people sort of lose confidence that the picture is that the product is real, because it's presented on an AI generated model, it's a bit it gets confusing, you know.
Yeah, it is, and I don't think people trust it yet. It's not been
No.
around long enough that people are comfortable saying, "Oh yeah, that's just an AI model, but that's a real bag."
But I think it's okay that we're questioning it, and I think that it's important to sort of frame what we want from AI, you know, like because I love using ChatGPT for writing and brainstorming with ChatGPT and organizing my thoughts because my thoughts always go like this, and he helped me, you know, like because he's very strategic in organizing thoughts, but I hate that he's generating a picture. Like I think I would prefer that he would not generate images.
Have you tried asking it to write a pattern for you?
No, I have not. Have you? What was it? What I'm so curious. What kind of pattern?
I think I had put a picture, I don't remember exactly, but I think I put a picture up there, something with some hardware. I was wanting to know where to buy that hardware at, and it gave me a description of the bag. And I had
Okay.
to, go back a few times, and then it said, "Would you like me to write a pattern for you to make this bag?" It's like,
Mm,
okay, well, let's try it and see how that works. It wasn't very, very good because it only had like the front of the bag. It didn't know the depth of the bag, the height, the width.
okay, so there was not all the different pieces of the bag.
No,
You
no.
couldn't think it through in 3D.
Not at all. It only had a picture of the very front with this particular hardware I was looking for.
And did you try giving him some measurement? Like I wonder if you give them some measurement,
I
huh?
I did not because I just didn't have the interest to
Yeah,
mess with it. But
yeah,
I
yeah.
have seen people talking about using it for pattern writing instructions.
Yeah.
And I think that there could be some benefit to that just for clarity.
But I feel for instruction, I use them. It's funny because it's always a good starting point. I feel like if I'm these are the
Mhm.
steps, write me the instruction. But it's never like, for instance, if I have been doing this workshop with actual people and know where the people sort of have some problem, ChatGPT won't know.
No.
So, so I feel, you know, like the collab between the AI and the human is still necessary. I would not wish for it to be um, better than me. You know, I love working with the tool, but I don't wish for the tool that it makes me feel that it is more human or more empathic or better than me. I don't know. And what do you like hope for a Pretty Little Wild and for what's coming?
I hope that we can continue to raise money for spay and neuter efforts
Hmm.
through the local animal rescue that I work with,
Yeah,
and that my health allows me to sew, which is what I love to do, and I hope that I can put out a few patterns. I've got one that'll be ready in next month to go to testers, and just kind of go from there. I'm not in it to make a lot of money. I'd like to make enough to buy some, continue to buy hardware and zippers and those kind of things, to see, that it supports itself that way, and that I am healthy enough to be creative and enjoy, and it doesn't become a job, which is what I tend to do with things, is to make
mm,
it work. And I have to fight not to get in that production mindset,
yeah,
that I've got to get this done by the end of the day. It is okay to leave things out.
yeah. I
And,
feel you so
and
much. I'm just the same, like with a to-do list and so many like
Yes,
objective and deadline, but like sometimes a pastime can just stay a pastime and be light about it.
it has to stay that way because once I get into that production mode, watch out.
Yeah. So I wish you all that lightness and fun sewing and just getting the best of being creative and enjoying your journey in that pretty little wild space of yours. And I really thank you for everything you shared, and I'm sure it's going to be so inspiring for so many people of the group. You're a trooper, a survivor, somebody that has so much strength, and a true denim upcycler, I guess.
Thank you.
So thank you so much.